I was really feeling the love last week. Thank you.
Every day we dance and life's been smiling. I'm delighted 'cause I got you.
Hello zebras, welcome back. My name is Becky. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. I know I did. I actually went to see some big bad boy London doctors and it went pretty well. Can't say much yet because I don't know where it's going, but yeah, it was pretty good and pretty promising, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it means that things can only get better. I also want to say thank you very much for all your comments and all your likes and the views on the last video that I did about my new wheelchair. I really felt the love and I really appreciate it. I actually took my wheelchair out for the first time in a week and it was liberating. Let me tell you that. I felt really good about it and my legs felt pretty good about it as well. I'm actually going to Tenerife next week, so there will be a video upload, but it will be like a pre-recorded thing, and then I will show you what I got up to in Tenerife because that's actually where I first got sick, so I will take you back and show you where it all began, which is kind of scary. Anyway, on to today's video. Imagine living in a world where you feel sick all the time. Going to bed, eating your dinner, brushing your teeth, going out with friends, sitting, standing, feel sick all of the time. You probably have chronic nausea, and like many people with chronic illnesses, I battle nausea on a daily basis. I'd say that my life is lived 90% of the time feeling sick, which is hideous because I think nausea is one of the most debilitating parts of being ill, I think. With pain, you know, you can kind of control it to a certain extent, but I have had a lot of issues with nausea and getting it under control. So today, I'm going to show you some of my tips and tricks on how to not only live with nausea, but help reduce nausea. Tips and tricks you may not have heard of before, and probably some of them you have, some of them are common sense. So my nausea stems from a stomach issue that I have. We think I have gastroparesis, which is where the food going through your gut and system go through very slowly. So the food sits in your stomach for hours and hours upon end, rather than just transitioning on to the next bit of its life. So that can irritate your stomach lining and it can cause reflux and it can cause nausea because obviously the food's just sitting there and you feel overfull all the time. But people have nausea for lots of different reasons. People have nausea because they have stomach bugs. People have nausea because they have a side effect of a medication. There are a number of reasons why someone may have nausea, and if you don't have a chronic illness and you're just watching this video because you're feeling sick right now, then hopefully some of these tips can help you out, because this isn't limited to a specific kind of nausea. Okay, so I'll start with some of the more obvious ones first. Fresh air. I think fresh air really does help with nausea. I went to Barcelona fairly recently, and on my trip to Barcelona I was unfortunately sick and I puked. Before I was sick, I actually sat out on a balcony in the night because I felt so poorly, and the fresh air really did, it helped. It cooled me down because the nausea was making me run a low-grade fever, and it helped me concentrate on my breathing, which is very important when you've got nausea, because you have to, you know, concentrating on your breathing can kind of help control the nausea to a certain extent. Medications. Now, of course, there are a few different kind of medications that you can use to control nausea. I actually take something called cyclizine. I don't know if it has a different name in the US. I've heard the word Zofran go around a lot in groups that I'm in. I don't know what Zofran is because I'm not American, but the one I use is cyclizine, and you have to have a prescription for it, unfortunately. But if you are suffering with chronic sickness and nausea, then I'm sure you'll be able to get hold of it. The other ones that I know of in this country are metoclopramide, which I am highly allergic to. and the other one was called domperidone. You used to be able to buy domperidone, it was called Motilium. You used to be able to buy it over the counter, but apparently in 2013 they took it off the market. So that is also now only a prescription kind of drug. But there are several different kind of drugs that you can use to help control your nausea. My cyclizine is hit and miss. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I will have to take 3 tablets in a day. Sometimes I can go a day and not have to take any. Medication is always an option. If you don't want to use medication, there is a more holistic route we can go talk about in a little bit. Now, if you have nausea related to stomach issues like me, it is really important that you are drinking as much as you can, and also you have to keep eating. Unfortunately, that's the problem with stomach related problems like me, with gastroparesis, gastritis, things like that. You have to keep eating, because otherwise the problem is just going to get worse and worse and your stomach's going to get inflamed. Obviously, if you've got like a stomach bug, maybe I wouldn't recommend forcing a meal down you, but little and often is what I was told by a gastro specialist. I have found that to be a fairly useful tip to remember, because when I used to get very nauseous and I would have bouts of periods where I would get worse, I wouldn't want to eat, and surprise surprise, it would get worse and worse to the point where I would get hospitalised. So you don't want to be doing that. Whether it's crackers or toast, just something really, really bland that your stomach can deal with and doesn't have to work really hard to digest, or soups, broths. Just make sure that you are eating a little bit every so often, maybe a bit more than you normally would, but small amounts, because that will help your stomach start to regulate itself if it's a stomach issue. Now, certain particular foods are known for their anti-nausea relief, I guess. Ginger has always been one that people recommend. I always find that when I am having a bad flare-up of nausea, I don't particularly want to sit and gnaw on a piece of ginger, because it's a very acquired taste for one, and it's quite a strong taste. So anything that kind of is a derivative of ginger is always worth trying. I have these, which are perfect because I'm gluten-free, and these are gluten-free ginger biscuits. I know the fad of gluten-free really has helped me in some aspects. And I found that, especially if you're feeling quite poorly, it's quite bland because it's quite a diluted version of ginger. Obviously, it's a biscuit form. So your stomach can digest it quite easily. I also find as well, if you don't particularly want to eat, if you take a biscuit and leave it out for a few hours, particularly these ones, will go a bit soggy. And it sounds gross, it sounds horrible, but actually when you're feeling quite nauseous, you don't want to concentrate on chewing and eating. A really soggy biscuit goes down a lot easier. That sounds horrible, but it's the truth. So I would definitely recommend ginger biscuits. Another one is peppermint. That has been proven to be good at helping with nausea. I don't know what it is about it, it just works. I was at my boyfriend's last week and he was feeling quite sick, and I suggested he drunk some peppermint tea, and what do you know? He felt alright, he felt fine afterwards. So whether you want to try peppermint in a gum form because you can't tolerate lots of liquid, or like a tea version, peppermint is definitely worth looking at and using. And also I find with my stomach issues, my stomach has a lot of gas trapped because the food's not going down, the gas isn't going down. And again, as gross as it sounds, it helps bring up some of the gas if I chew gum. It helps bring it out and takes the pressure off my stomach. Yeah, just any gum, but as long as it is peppermint, not spearmint, that's gonna do the opposite. Also, speaking of peppermint, my mum got me this during my last bad flare-up, which was at Christmas, and it is like a diffuser, and you basically take this off and you fill it with water, and then you put like drops of extract in it, and it will diffuse the scent all around the room, and it's really handy dandy, and it lights up loads of pretty colours. A peppermint extract here, and it really helped. Just, I guess, even the smell of the peppermint was helpful, because I was at the point where I literally wasn't tolerating anything. And the final one that I have to offer is a bit of a quirky one, don't get me wrong, and it is, I think I'm saying it right, binaural beats. And you can try them on YouTube, just type in binaural beats and then whatever ailment ails you. There are literally hundreds of them. There are probably binaural beats for every possible body issue you could think of. They've probably got it. And the way it works is it's like a tone that obviously you listen to, and it's supposedly meant to work with the brain frequencies, even things out. I guess if something's misfiring you and telling you to feel sick, it can help with balancing it out, I guess. And when I first heard about binaural beats, I can't remember where I heard about it, but when I first heard about it, I thought, that's ridiculous, that's never gonna work. But obviously in desperation, when you feel horrific, you're gonna try everything. And I tried it, and what do you know, it really helped. I'm not gonna lie, it really made me feel much better. And I was reading the comment sections, and you know, there are loads of people in the comment section saying like, this is crazy, this is amazing, I've been vomiting all day and now I feel relief. And you know, it's so easy, you know, you can literally put it on your iPod and listen to it anywhere. You can listen to it on the bus. I always have it as a backup when I go traveling, because if I'm stuck on a plane and I feel a bit sick, I'm gonna surround myself with all my anti-nausea techniques. I have definitely found binaural beats like one of the best for helping with my relief. Now, it's probably not gonna help with everything. Like, you've got nothing to lose, and it's free. You can find it on YouTube, like I said. This isn't sponsored, how I wish it was, but yeah, binaural beats, look them up, because they're really handy. In fact, I will try and link a couple in the description below if you would like to listen to them. And I have only positive things to say about them in my experience, but again, that is just my experience with them. So that's pretty much all the techniques I have for you today. If I have any more, think of any more, I will be sure to let you know in other videos. But if you guys have any techniques on helping with nausea, then let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear any techniques you guys have that I haven't tried. I'm always up for trying new ones, because my life is plagued with nausea, unfortunately. Yeah, I think that about wraps up this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that little like button, comment down below. Here are some of the comments on the last video that you guys left for me. Thank you again so much, I really appreciate it. And until next Wednesday, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye!
Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here.